Our fourth speaker is Ms. Noriko Murakami. She is a very experienced English instructor, and she also worked in Australia and New Zealand as a Japanese instructor. She is based in Sendai, Japan, and has worked in the international school before. She is the founder of Alphabetal Language School, also a member of Sendai Toastmaster clubs. This spring, she founded the first Sendai Youth Leadership Program. During the pandemic, she managed to do it online. So today, she will share her experience with us on how to conduct an online youth leadership program and the pros and cons. Let's welcome Noriko.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noriko Murakami. I am a coordinator of Sendai Global Youth Leadership Program. Today, I'm so grateful that I can have this opportunity to share my experience. Well, having engaged in teaching kids English for more than 20 years here in Japan, I've always asked myself this question. Am I really helping the society by teaching kids English? Well, teaching is simply fun. It's demanding but rewarding. And I feel so connected to the students, but I was always looking for some connections to the society. And it had been always difficult for me to imagine when and where my students are going to utilize their English skills to broaden their horizon. And it had always been difficult for me to offer some clear purpose of learning English here in Japan until I started this program with Chia-huei Tseng this spring. So if you have felt the same way I did, this program might give you some new ideas. So today I'd like to talk about three things. I want to talk about mentor and mentee system that I created. And second of all, we conducted the meetings online. And third of all, this online participation enabled us to welcome the students outside Japan, international participation. Then first of all, let me talk about mentor and mentee system. As Chia-huei said before, this YLP requires one or two coordinators to conduct the meeting, and the suggested number of the participants is 15 to 20. But it's quite difficult to supervise everybody at the same time, especially your students are trying to communicate in their second language. Therefore, we decided to recruit some supporters from our sponsor club, Sendai Toastmasters Club, and other clubs in our community. So we asked each mentor to take care of 2 to 3 mentees in every meeting. And at the very end of the meeting, we have a consultation time so that the mentees can get the sincere support and feedback from their mentors. Now, this spring, we had 12 mentors, and this autumn, 7 mentors are being involved. And this system actually brought us a lot of gifts. But today I want to mention 2 of them. First of all, it became far easier for us to recognize their small improvements or progress or their pleasant behaviors during the meeting. And we thought those students should deserve something. So we decided to honor those students. And to honor those students, we decided to give this kind of award certificates. So which means those students get the acknowledgement in front of everybody in each meeting. And this is nothing to do with their English proficiency, excuse me. For instance, this spring, the Never Give Up Award went to a girl whose name is Ayaka. And she actually lost the internet connection during the meeting, but tried to come back to meet her responsibility using her father's PC. So we thought it's quite moving. And another case is that this autumn, a boy from the Philippines got the Best Host Award by covering the absent students' duties on that day. And that was a brilliant control. And I believe that this kind of acknowledgement or the recognitions by adults encourages their motivation even more and gives them confidence or other great impacts on their daily lives. And next, this mentor and mentor system is working so well for the mentor's personal growth. Actually, our mentors, half of our mentors are university students or graduate students. And we feel those younger mentors are improving themselves in terms of their leadership skills or communication skills or presentation skills. And this autumn, we had a very good news. We welcomed a new mentor from Taiwan, and she actually used to be a mentee this spring. So she graduated from high school, became a university student, and came back to our program to support the younger. Well, actually, when she joined the program this spring, she was mature enough, but she was rather quiet and reserved. However, by completing this program, she grew into a totally different person. Now she looked more confident, more dependable, more considerate. She became a brilliant young woman. So the students who appreciated this essence of this program come back as a supporter. And this is the world that I was longing for. So far, this mentor-mentee systems has been working so well. And then second of all, I want to talk about the online participation. So this is kind of an image. Those stars are the mentees and the planets are the mentors. And then here, okay, we actually use Zoom for this online meetings. And then here, I prepared a short video footage to show you. So I hope you enjoy. This is from the very last meeting. And this is a scene where the students are giving us a comments. Okay, so I want you to enjoy.
And Kodaro?
Okay, thank you all very much. It was my greatest opportunity that I ever experienced. Thank you.
Thank you, Kodaro. Next, Mingshen.
Classmates get great presentation. I think I benefit a lot from the program. Thankfully.
Thank you, Mingshen. Yuanying?
I can't believe I finished this program, and thanks a lot, sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuanying. Mayuka?
Thank you for this biography. I will be mayor of Akita soon, and please vote me.
Okay, Mayuka, you have all our votes. Now I'll move to group 2. Can I have Diane?
Thank you, this program, and thank you, everyone. It's an unforgettable experience for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Kanong?
Yes, I want to say thank you for mentor and fellow students and so on. Yes, it was good opportunity to speak English. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Well, aren't they really brilliant? And well, some of you might have realized that there are more than 20 people on the screen. Actually, there are 49 people on the screen. And actually this spring we had 38 signups. But we thought it's quite doable if you use this breakout room function. So what we did was we separated them into 2 groups and conducted 2 meetings simultaneously, and there is no problem at all. And using this breakout room functions, at the very end of the meeting, we would create some smaller rooms so that the students can deepen their relationship with their mentors or with their fellow students. And then, second of all, I want to talk about the Google Classroom. Okay, so for the online archive, like we use the Google Classroom, I think most of you might have used this tool by now. And the necessary informations are stored on this Google Classroom. For instance, we upload some meeting roles and scripts, or some agendas, or even the students' speech recordings. And actually, the student can have an access to necessary materials 24/7. So I think it's really a great system. And of course, we administrate every single submission from the assignment from the students too. So far so good. Zoom, Google Classroom. It seems so good so far. But there's one problem or one thing that we struggled. The hardest part was a communication with the students via email. Now we learned that the younger people nowadays don't use email to communicate. So sometimes we have to wait for their submission until the last minute, which we wanted to avoid. So we were thinking about having some backup tools. So we decided to use this Slack for the backup messaging backup tool. Slack. It was my first time to use this Slack actually. So we came up with some ideas like Facebook or Line or WhatsApp. But these are not very good for our group because our groups are quite colorful. Line is common in Japan, but not outside Japan. Or WhatsApp is kind of vice versa. Facebook is good for adults, but nowadays young people don't use Facebook. So we decided to use the Slack. And the Slack was very good because it's good for the closed community. Unless you get an invitation from the host, you won't be able to join this group. So which means that your minor students won't be found easily online. So I thought it's quite safe. And then as you can see on the screen, some discussions are visible. So using this tool, we share our self-introductions or we share some likes and dislikes, and the students are kind of enjoying communicating each other. So Slack is helping us a lot for communication. So Zoom breakout room function and the Google Classroom and Slack are the online tools that we are utilizing. So then lastly, let me talk about the international participation. Okay, so this is what I was fascinated about the most. So I want you to take a look at this one here. Okay, so this is the record from the last program this spring. We had 38 people sign up, 16 signups from Miyagi, 13 people from Akita, 6 signups from Taiwan, 2 people from the Philippines, and 1 person from the Vietnam. So as you can imagine, this international participation brought us a lot of gifts. And some might be quite easy to imagine, but others were quite eye-opening for me. So what were the benefits of international participation? Of course, students could get the positive motive to speak English, well, especially for Japanese students. Well, if you're living in the countryside like Sendai or Akita, there are very few opportunities to get in touch with the people outside Japan, non-Japanese people, I mean. So I think it was a great opportunity. Now the students are more determined to learn English. And then second of all, this program offered students to offered a chance to nurture the international friendship. So as the program goes on, I feel that the students are getting more respectful and humbler to students or other cultures. And surprisingly, this spring, another study group was formed. I think some students wanted to have some place to learn together, to learn Chinese after the program was over. So I think that was pretty much unexpected phenomenon. Yes. So I hope that they can see each other in person soon. And then third of all, students are acquiring a more universal way of thinking. I think it's really a quite important essence for this international participation. Well, if you are working in Japan teaching English to kids, sometimes you see some students using Japanese terms in their English speeches, such as sado, or perhaps gyoza, or some Japanese food, or even the specific comedian's name. So one day I was helping the student who need to come up with some questions for the impromptu speech session. And among those questions, I found some questions are saying, who is your favorite comedian? Or who is your favorite actor? Or what is your favorite manga or anime? And I thought it's a fun question to ask if your audience shares the same culture. But if it's not the case, it might be very difficult for the listeners to understand what the speakers are saying. So getting this kind of feedback or suggestion, the students are getting more aware of the importance of being universal. So I do believe being respectful or paying careful attention to other cultures are crucial or essential to lead the global society. And I hope that this kind of lesson makes it easier for the students to accept the difference and create more tolerant society in the future. So in conclusion, I think this youth leadership program has a great potential. Well, as a language instructor, I can't be happier to be able to give them a clearer purpose or clearer reason of learning English or speaking English. But at the same time, as an adult who cares about their future, I am so grateful to get involved in this program, seeing students' personal growth. So I hope this program will draw more attention from the people who are willing to engage in the future of the youth. Thank you.